So to sum up what the biggest macro trade of all time is, it's crypto going from 2.7 trillion where we are today to, let's say, 12 trillion by the end of this cycle and on to 100 trillion within 10 years. And you've got to understand, this would be the fastest accumulation of an asset class in all recorded history in the shortest period of time. It'll have driven the highest returns of any asset class in all of recorded history in the shortest period of time. In fact, in any period of time. It will be the fastest accumulation of wealth the world has ever seen in the shorter period of time.
Much like other crypto enthusiasts, Raoul Pal, a renowned macro analyst and former Goldman Sachs executive, exudes optimism regarding crypto asset prices in 2024 and 2025. He anticipates a significant surge in the overall crypto market cap, soaring to a new all-time high of $12 trillion, a quadruple increase from the current range of $2.65 to $2.70 trillion. Such a milestone would inevitably propel individual crypto prices to unprecedented levels. Pal's bullish forecast includes a target for Bitcoin to reach at least $200,000 before the cycle concludes in 2025. These substantial gains in Bitcoin are expected to spill over to other cryptocurrencies, amplifying Pal's confidence in leading assets like Ethereum and Solana. He predicts Ethereum to peak at $8,000 per token and Solana at $11,000 per token by the end of this cycle. Expressing general optimism toward all crypto assets and technological stocks, Pal views them as the definitive winners of the exponential age. He contends that crypto presents an unparalleled investment opportunity for retail investors, offering a chance to outpace fiat currency devaluation while also fostering a leveling playing field unavailable with traditional asset classes.
How many times have you eaten junk this week? You're just wasting your money. Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. Skip your next junk meal and instead invest in your education. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
And what we saw is the internet, which was the fastest adoption of technology the world had ever seen, it grew at 76% a year and then slowed down after year 8 to 43% a year. Crypto has been growing at 137% a year. It's now at 516 million users versus 187 million of the internet at the same stage. And then what we did is assume that crypto just slows down its growth to the same as the internet. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it'll be faster. But it gets by 2025, the end of 2025, we get to 1.1 billion users. So that'll be double the pace that the internet grew. And because this is a network and the tokens are at your participation in the network, they go up a lot. It's as simple as that. It's Metcalfe's law. So when you've got the biggest technological trend of any asset class in all of history, you're going to make a lot of money if that trend continues. This is why it's the biggest macro trend of all time. But it goes on. If we look out further using the internet adoption growth, and we slow down the trend rate of growth of crypto to the same as the internet going forwards, we get to 4 billion users by 2030. That's half the world's population. Now, will this be perfect? It's been pretty perfect so far. I've been showing this chart for 5 years now, but let's assume not. Either way, these numbers are simply staggering. And that's why you get that log chart of Bitcoin over time, because it's the adoption curve is what you're seeing, which is why the sell-offs, even though they sound terrifying, down 75%, are just blips in the overall trend. And over time, it just keeps compounding growth. You see, to show how starkly this compounds growth, this chart of all of the asset markets since 2011, I think is hilarious. So you've got the usual NASDAQ, blah, blah, blah. So we can look, ignore the top 3 for a second. NASDAQ, 17%, beating the debasement, that 12% number, and compounded 800% since 2011. That's a good investment. What a great investment the NASDAQ's been. Then we go up. Look at the top, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, every 3 years is the worst performing asset. The next 3 years in a row, it's the best performing asset in the world. And even with the drawdowns, those scary drawdowns that everybody hates, it's compounded 20 million% returns. Since we started talking about Bitcoin on Real Vision in 2014, it's up 450,000%. Its annualized return is 139%. That's mind-blowing, right? We've never, ever in history been given an asset like this. But when you go out the risk curve a bit, to newer crypto getting up the risk curve, getting up the adoption curve, well, in 2016, out comes Ethereum. Out of the gate, monster returns. Huge drawdowns. Compounding returns, 364,000%. Annualized at 149%, which is better than Bitcoin. Solana came last cycle. Again, came out of the gate, fell 94%. What are the compounded returns? 7,713%, which is 200% a year. Right, so there is no asset class in all of history that's ever performed like this, even with the drawdowns. This is why I keep saying to people, you just want to buy and hold them. And if you can make the right switch amongst the big ones as the next big network gets adoption, you'll make even more compound returns. Right, this is the biggest gift we've ever been given as investors. And it's the biggest macro trade of all time.
To underscore the vast potential of crypto in 2024 and beyond, Pal references a chart previously shared by Jurian Timmer, the director of macro at Fidelity Investments, last November. Timmer's chart provides perspective on Bitcoin's volatility by depicting the risk-reward ratio for various asset classes during the pandemic and post-pandemic era from 2020 to 2023. It compares traditional assets like gold, cash, treasury inflation-protected securities, USD Global, US 6040, and the S&P Index. While the S&P Index appears prominent, its significance diminishes significantly when Bitcoin enters the picture. Bitcoin emerges as a distinct entity, operating in a league of its own. This comparative chart starkly illustrates Bitcoin's unique risk-return profile, highlighting its unparalleled potential. Returning to Pal's video, he delves deeper into the exceptional opportunities presented by cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's explore another excerpt from his discussion.
Let's go back to the risk-reward topic. Here's Jurian Timmer's chart that I've stolen from him, which is, on the left, is all of the bubbles of risk-rewards of assets and how they look. Pretty typical, and this is how asset allocators think about it. But when you add in Bitcoin, you end up with a massive blank page with, at the very top right, this alien risk-reward, which is Bitcoin. Crypto is a complete alien in terms of performance and risk reward. This chart includes the drawdown of 2022. So you see, again, I keep saying it's a gift, and people still don't really understand what a gift it is. It's something unlike anything we've ever had in history, and it gives us a hell of a chance to make money. So to sum up what the biggest macro trade of all time is, it's crypto going from 2.7 trillion, where we are today, to, let's say, 12 trillion by the end of this cycle, and on to 100 trillion within 10 years. And you've got to understand, this would be the fastest accumulation of an asset class in all recorded history in the shortest period of time. It'll have driven the highest returns of any asset class in all of recorded history in the shortest period of time. In fact, in any period of time. It will be the fastest accumulation of wealth the world has ever seen in the shorter period of time. If we go and generate 90 odd trillion in wealth in the next 10 years. To put that number in perspective, because we're all getting bored of such big trillion numbers, that is, the S&P 500 is $50 trillion. That is the accumulated worth of all the companies that have succeeded and failed and grown over time, driven by the US economy, over the last 100 years, is 50 trillion. It's double that. And you're going to do it in 10 years. It's a global wealth shock on a scale never seen before in history. It's like all of the baby boomers coming in and saving all at the same time in 10 years, their entire life savings, plus all of China coming in from the WTO as that opened and the wealth that generated, plus India opening up, plus all the Russians added together and probably doubled. Right? This is the scale of what could happen here. Assume Raoul is a moron. It's always a good thing to do. Maybe I'm wrong. Discount me by 50%. Discount me by 75%. It's still at 25 trillion. It's one of the largest increases in global wealth the world will have ever seen. This is why it's the big macro opportunity. This is why so many of my friends and colleagues, famous macro people, have just walked out of the old world into the new world, because it's like, this is the big one. Macro people look for the big trade. You know, it was the subprime crisis, it was all of that. But the returns coming out of this space dwarf all of those opportunities added together. Gone are the days where an incredible macro year would be Paul Tudor Jones up 100%. People in crypto get that regularly. That's a pretty lackluster year. And in fact, you expect to see several 100%. So look, it's mind-blowing.
While you may not align with all of Raoul Pal's viewpoints, it's challenging to dispute the validity of some of the arguments he presents in this video. The world is undergoing rapid transformation, hurtling towards an era dominated by exponential technological advancements across all sectors. Investors who strategically position themselves now will play a pivotal role in shaping this future landscape. This undoubtedly includes seizing the monumental macro opportunity presented by the cryptocurrency industry. What are your thoughts on Raoul Pal's interview? Feel free to share your comments and observations in the section below. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these two awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.